Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into some seriously relatable source material, covering something so many of us struggle with in total silence. Focus. Or, the complete lack of it. We're going to figure out exactly when that stubborn brain fog crosses the line from just a normal, tiring day into a clinical issue that actually needs professional care. We'll use this material to draw that line crystal clear, so you can stop second-guessing yourself and start understanding what's really going on in your own mind. Let's get into it. So here's the big question. Is it time to actually look into your focus issues instead of just, pushing through? I really want you to ask yourself this honestly. Culturally, we're totally conditioned to just down another cup of coffee, grit our teeth, and wait for the fog to lift, right? But our source material today speaks directly to those of you who've noticed something is fundamentally off. You've hit a wall, and you're wondering, wait, is this something I should actually investigate?
We really find ourselves at a massive crossroads here. On one side, you've got just pushing through. And let's be real, that's the exhausting reality of white-knuckling your way through tasks, feeling like you're literally wading through molasses every single day. On the flip side, you have getting help, which is a wildly proactive and empowering step. The text makes it super clear. Moving from pushing through to getting help isn't about weakness. It's just good strategy. It's recognizing that wait and see simply isn't a sustainable life plan when your brain is absolutely refusing to cooperate.
Moving right along to Section 1, when focus feels impossible, where we distinguish normal fatigue from a clinical issue.
And that brings us to Section 2, 6 signals to watch. This is all about recognizing when it's finally time to investigate.
Now, the absolutely crucial thing here is to look at the timeline and the impact. First up, this has been going on for more than just a few weeks. We aren't talking about one tough week at the office. Second, it's actively getting in the way of your actual life. It's messing with work, school, or your relationships. Maybe people are even noticing you aren't really fully present. Third, maybe this has been with you for literally as long as you can remember, a lifelong presence. And finally, it doesn't travel alone. It comes with passengers like constant worry, a persistently low mood, or noticeable changes in how you sleep. When focus issues silently start ruining these core areas of your life, the source points to this as a glaring red flag. Look, if you're recognizing your own failed coping mechanisms right now, please know you are definitely not alone. This is where the frustration really hits its peak. You've already tried all the obvious stuff, right? You tried getting more sleep, you tried cutting back on the caffeine, you bought the expensive planners, you set up all those neat little time blocks on your calendar, and it's still hard. And because it's still so incredibly hard, you've actually started avoiding tasks altogether just because the focus part feels absolutely impossible. The text totally validates this experience. Basically, it means you've done everything you possibly can on your own. All right, into Section 3, sorting out the causes, demystifying the clinical evaluation. The word evaluation can sound super intimidating. It sounds like being tested or maybe hooked up to a bunch of machines in some freezing cold room. But our source material completely reframes this, and I want to squash any of those anxieties right here, right now. Because the reality? It's much more approachable. A real clinical evaluation is literally just a conversation with a clinician who can help you sort out what's going on. That's it. It is not a scary medical procedure. Whether it's for you or maybe you're a parent looking into this for your teenager, it's just a structured, guided chat with an expert whose whole job is to listen to you and untangle the knot. And what exactly are they untangling? Well, sometimes it's ADHD, sometimes it's anxiety, sometimes it's just pure burnout. And honestly, very often, it's a messy combination of them. The source material emphasizes how incredibly normal it is for these culprits to overlap. Brain fog from burnout can look exactly like ADHD. High anxiety can completely shatter your ability to concentrate. The best part? You don't have to know the answer before you get the evaluation. Figuring out which of these factors, or what specific combo of them, is messing with you is exactly what that conversation is designed to uncover. Let's head into Section 4, Coping and Healing Counseling, providing accessible telehealth care in Georgia. Okay, so the number 159 is super significant here. Coping and Healing Counseling, or CHC for short, serves all 159 counties in Georgia. And get this, they do it entirely via telehealth. The material highlights this to really show off their massive accessibility. No matter where you live in the state, whether you're right in the middle of a bustling city or way out in a remote rural area, you have access to this care right from your living room through a completely secure, HIPAA-compliant telehealth platform. And hey, they aren't doing this alone. That 15+, that represents their team of over 15 licensed therapists. We're talking licensed clinical social workers, licensed professional counselors, and licensed marriage and family therapists. The source makes a point to note that this is a diverse, culturally competent team. They've got a huge variety of expertise to make sure patients are matched with someone who genuinely understands their background and their very specific needs.
Let's take a quick look at the scope of what they handle. CHC offers individual, couples, and family therapy. They also offer teen therapy for kids 13 and older, which the text points out is absolutely crucial if you're a parent who's noticing these focus signals in your teen. They offer life coaching too. And check this out. Their specialties perfectly map onto those overlapping culprits we talked about earlier: anxiety, depression, trauma, PTSD, grief, relationship issues, and just profound stress. Basically, they're fully equipped to handle exactly what might be causing all that brain fog.
Now, let's talk about the logistics, because the source really highlights how they structure costs to completely remove financial barriers. For instance, if you have Medicaid, there is a $0 copay. Zero. For those with commercial insurance like Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, or Humana, sessions are typically between just $30 and $40. The text explains that they've deliberately set up their practice this way to ensure that getting a clinical evaluation and ongoing care doesn't suddenly become this overwhelming financial nightmare. So if any of those signals resonated with you earlier, the source provides a few super easy ways to start that simple, revealing conversation. You can reach Coping and Healing Counseling by calling 404-832-0102. You can check them out online at chctherapy.com, or you can literally just shoot them an email at support@chctherapy.com. The whole path forward to getting evaluated is laid out right there for you. I really want to leave you with this direct quote from our source material today, because I think it just profoundly grounds everything we've been talking about. The relief of finally knowing is its own kind of healing. Wow. Just getting an answer, Just having a clinician validate that, hey, it's ADHD, or it's anxiety, or it's severe burnout, that instantly lifts a massive weight off your shoulders. You finally stop blaming yourself for failing at all the quote-unquote obvious stuff, and you actually start on a real path to feeling better.
Which leaves us with this final thought for you to ponder today. Are you ready to stop waiting it out and finally find out what's going on? You really don't have to spend another few weeks pushing through the fog if you don't want to. The tools are right there, the professionals are waiting to just have a conversation. And that incredible relief, it's entirely within reach. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I genuinely hope this dive into the material helps you decide on your very next step.